It's a raccoon with a talk show slinging culture facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
What's up, everyone? It's your Trash Panda buddy Beaton here, ready to dish out some more fun facts for this week's Trash Can Tidbits. Last week, I asked the question, which Grammy and Golden Globe winning singer and actress made a cameo in a Bond film, and what was the movie? The answer is Madonna in Die Another Day. In addition to singing the title song, Madonna makes a cameo appearance as Verity, James Bond's fencing instructor who introduces him to the film's main villain, Gustav Graves. Graves invites Verity to place a bet on who will win the fencing matches between him and Bond, and she replies, "No thanks, I don't like cockfights." Madonna is the only singer of a Bond theme song to actually appear in the movie as a character, although it's worth mentioning that Paul Waaktaar, the lead singer of the band a-ha, who sang The Living Daylights, was asked to appear in that movie as well, but he declined partially because of the band's touring schedules, but also because he felt the producers wanted him for his looks rather than for his acting. Now, with that address, let's get started with fact number 1. Did you know that actor Hugh Laurie inspired a song in the musical Hamilton? Lin-Manuel Miranda guest starred on Laurie's show House and struck up a friendship with him. One day, Laurie casually asked what song Miranda was working on for his show, and he said he was having difficulty coming up with King George's breakup song for the American colonies. To which Laurie casually wagged his finger and said, "Ah, you'll be back." The song came to Miranda immediately from that one line. Fact 2. Did you know that Liam Neeson was considered to play the role of Sir Bowen in the movie Dragonheart? Before the role went to Dennis Quaid, Neeson was actually one of the names suggested. But believe it or not, he was turned down because people didn't think he'd be taken seriously as an action hero. Yep, you heard that right. I guess Mr. Neeson has one thing to say about that.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
Fact 3. Did you know that a young pre-Seinfeld Jason Alexander appeared in a McDonald's commercial? In 1985, Alexander, a then up-and-coming Broadway actor, did a song and dance ad for a short-lived food item called the McDLT, which was a burger that was split in half in a styrofoam container. All one had to do was flip the cool crispy lettuce half onto the hot beef, and there you went. The product was not a success, but the ad possibly helped Alexander's career, as a few years later, he got the part of George Costanza on Seinfeld. Fact 4. Did you know that Celine Dion was the original choice to sing the song Dreams to Dream for the end credits of An American Tail, Fievel Goes West? She got as far as recording a demo of the song, but her version ended up being thrown out, and the song was instead sung by Linda Ronstadt, who sang Somewhere Out There for the first movie. Dion wasn't out of the game for long though, as she ended up singing the pop single for Beauty and the Beast with Peabo Bryson, which jump-started her career in the US. Coincidentally, Beauty and the Beast and Fievel Goes West were released the same year in 1991, and even more coincidentally, Dion would later collaborate with Dreams to Dream songwriters James Horner and Will Jennings on the song that would make her career, My Heart Will Go On from Titanic. Fact 5. Did you know that Ewan McGregor, who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, actually has a Star Wars family connection in real life? His uncle is Dennis Lawson, who played Wedge Antilles in the original trilogy and made a cameo in The Rise of Skywalker, as well as reprising the role for the video game Rogue Squadron 2. McGregor also made a vocal cameo in Rise of Skywalker, and is set to play Obi-Wan again in a TV series for Disney+. Eventually. Fact 6. Did you know that there's a reference to a rather bad Star Wars video game in Solo: A Star Wars Story? In the scene set on Kessel, Emilia Clarke's character Kira takes out a couple of guards using a style of martial arts. When Han asks her what that was, she replies, "Teräs Käsi." This is a reference to a long-forgotten Star Wars fighting game that came out in 1997 called Masters of Teräs Käsi. It was basically a Tekken ripoff with Star Wars characters that did not play well, and is widely considered to be the worst Star Wars video game of all time. It is also the only Star Wars fighting game ever made. Fact 7. Did you know that there are 2 Patrick Swayze movies that featured songs sung by one of the Righteous Brothers? The duo, originally consisting of Bill Medley and Bobby Hatfield, had a string of hit songs throughout the 1960s, such as You've Lost That Loving Feeling, which was also featured in Top Gun. Hatfield took the reins for one of the duo's best-known songs, Unchained Melody, which was prominently featured in the movie Ghost. Bill Medley, along with singer Jennifer Warnes, sang the original song I've Had the Time of My Life for the Swayze dance epic Dirty Dancing. Fact 8. Did you know that legendary actor Steve McQueen actually did not perform the famous motorcycle jump from The Great Escape? The scene towards the end of the movie where McQueen's character, Captain Hiltz, is leading the Nazis on an exhilarating motorcycle chase towards the Swiss border was mainly done by McQueen himself, and he even got to play some of the Nazis chasing him through the use of quick costume changes and clever editing. He technically could have done the jump himself, and he really wanted to, but insurance purposes forced him not to. The jump was instead done by McQueen's stuntman and motorcycle riding friend, Bud Eakins. Eakins would later double McQueen again in the detective movie Bullet. Fact 9. Did you know that The Fresh Prince of Bel Air had its series finale in at least 3 different seasons? The show was first cancelled at the end of season 4, and its finale was intended to be the final episode, and was in fact written that way. A letter-writing campaign from fans caused NBC to bring the show back again with the intention of cancelling it again, but it was then saved again for one more season. Fresh Prince ran for a total of 6 seasons altogether, finally coming to an end in 1996. Fact 10. Did you know that the video game Night in the Woods was going to have full voice acting at one point? The main character, Mae Borowski, does in fact make grunting noises when she jumps, and this is, in fact, the only instance of voice acting that's left in the game. The developers ultimately realized that the dialogue is perfect as it is, and didn't need voices reading them, knowing that the player can make their own interpretations of how the character should sound. I agree with that decision too. Night in the Woods has some really excellent characters and dialogue anyway. Voice acting probably would have made it sound kinda meh. And here's this week's trivia question. The 1998 Godzilla movie is not particularly well loved among fans of the series because of the many changes to the Godzilla character and the whole movie overall. Though there are 2 tongue-in-cheek characters that were made as direct jabs at the famous movie critics Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert. The formidable duo gave negative reviews of director Roland Emmerich's previous films, Independence Day and Stargate. So, Emmerich struck back at them by creating comic relief characters in the form of Mayor Ebert and his administrator, Gene, even going so far as to use their famous thumbs up verdict for the mayor's re-election campaign. My question to you is a yes or no question. Did Siskel and Ebert like the parodies of themselves in Godzilla? And there we go for this week. I really enjoyed presenting these facts for you. It's really a lot of fun making these videos, and I can't wait to do more of them. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell for future video notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time